Hey Potheads! So today we're gonna trim and we're gonna do it with mugs. So we're also going to add a handle. So you see in here I have it in a plastic bag, and that's because I kind of threw all of these at different times and then just threw the bag on it so that I can add the handle all at once, do it when I'm ready. So when you have it in the bag, it keeps it nice and wet. So it keeps it real wet for when I'm ready to add the handle. So let's pull handles. All right, so we have our ball of clay. We're gonna wedge it because that's what we do with everything. Whoops. Let's go ahead and move that first. Let's try that again. Wedge it. Get on your tippy toes if you're too short, like me. Okay, so we see it's kind of like a little rose, little circle. Let's just break it down. From here, it's kind of like a cube, but we kind of want it more of like a rectangle. So just hit it. From here, it's kind of more of a rectangle. All right, so I'm gonna just hit the sides. And then I'm gonna try to push it in as it goes out. Okay, now we have our general shape. Let's get that water back. Get a little tub of water. And I made the top part kind of thicker so that I could hold on to it. From here, you get your hand wet. Just go right on there. Get the whole piece wet and start to pull down. Since it's so much clay at first, I'm gonna have to just kind of chop some off, which is fine. Keep it wet. So you don't really need to put too much pressure. All that is pretty ugly, so I'm just gonna chop it off. Twist it 180, come back to where the base is, where most of my clay is. And then from there, I'm gonna start to form it and just turn it, lay it down on my bat, get my tool, my cutoff tool, and then from there, that'll just chop onto the mug. So there we have a handle. Let's try it again. And usually I fill up the whole bat and then get all the mugs and go straight to the wheel. All right, so because my handles aren't dry enough and I'm ready to start, I'm just gonna use my heat gun. All right, so this is an iron ton. I got it off of Amazon for like $15. Pretty cheap and it works really well. All right, let's start. Let's try it. Excuse me. All right, so now that we're back at the wheel, I'm gonna take the plastic off of my mug. And then you're gonna stick your mug on there. Turn your wheel, and let it go. So I have my diamond core tools, or whatever it is. And then come here, just right to the side of it. And you see that I'm going pretty much parallel to it, not perpendicular because it just needs to slide right through it. Take your time and just see what needs to be taken off. This is what's going to help you bring down the size of it and how much it weighs. So I'm actually going to switch these out because they're just too tall from the mug. I'm holding the back part of it so that it can press against the mug. And I'm also holding my thumb just like a pencil. Okay, wipe it off. Get whatever was on there off. To add the handle, you're gonna get your tool and you're gonna what's called cross hatchet. This is called slipping and scoring. So I'm gonna score the piece right now. Okay, this cross hatch. And then I get my finger and I just dip the water right on there. We need our tool so that we can cross hatch as well. Okay, lots of scoring. We don't need to score the bottom because it's just a lot thinner. We're going to come onto here. I have it at an angle. And then I'm gonna push down while I'm pushing in with my inside hand. Kind of let it set for a few seconds. And then with my finger, my pointer finger, I'm gonna push down with all that clay right there. Okay, come in and reform it. Your fingers are your best tools. Okay, but I don't want it to bow out too much further. So I'm just gonna put it right in there. And if I wanted to use all this, I could curl it up. So let's do that and I'll show you how to do that. First off, push it in here and you can see kind of that water seeping out and that slip coming together. So from there, I'm gonna push this out a little bit so that it's thinner. And then just simply, I rest this against my body so that I can curl it with both fingers, both hands. And just simply curl it. If it starts to break like that, just smooth it out. And there's a nice little curl. Pottery does get a little bit sexual, so just let it be, all right? Let it do its thing. And then, now that we are making it prettier, whatever wooden trim tool you have, and just cut some of this off because we don't need it and we don't want it weighing it down. So if you look right on the top of it, you'll see that the handle is really not even yet. So what I'm going to do is just simply twist it over and make sure that it's where I want it. And then we have our handle. I don't want to hold on to it yet because then it's just not formed yet. It'll just pull right off. But I want to make sure that I have enough space for my hands, and if the larger gentleman is going to take it, he'll definitely want enough space. So I see that there's a little bit too much space, so I'm actually just going to push it in. Here's our little mug with our nice little curl. Stay tuned for one without the curl, okay? So let's add a handle to this baby.
I don't know why, we got a billion races, we got this melody, and you can trust me, baby, we got everything. Call me whenever you feel alone, babe. And when you need to cry, I'll be by your side. Call me whenever you need someone, babe. And when you need to escape from 1,000 fires, I'm gonna kiss you wherever you are. And I'm gonna miss you, I will never lie. Call me whenever you need someone, babe. We're running in the jungle of love.
And that's it. Now we're done. Thanks for coming in, Potheads. See you guys next week.